Hi everyone, welcome to your greatest YouTuber going to be, and hope you're all fine, and hope you have been practicing IPv4 subnetting. Today is going to be a little bit of a crank sensor. Crank sensor? Hold on, no. Right, so as you know, I was thinking and going through my thought process, and I realized a lot of people are doing IPv4 subnetting, but they need to have a little bit of taste of other bits of networking fundamentals and computer fundamentals as well. So today's video is going to be a little bit longer, maybe. Don't you run away. Don't you run away. Right, so let's go and find out what we are doing. And my mind says, da-da-da-da-da. Anyone knows when was the first microprocessor invented? Yes, so today we'll be talking about processor hardware. And yes, so the first processor was F14. Oh my god, this pen is not working very well. Let's try this one. So F14, and it was called Tomcat. Tomcat. Yeah, I'm gonna try to focus a bit more on this one because I think the writing a little bit the writing a little bit the la- the writing is a little bit smaller. Excuse me. So right here, so you get the natural content as well. So yeah, um now this processor was developed between 1968 to 1970. So yeah, that's so I'm gonna give this topic a name. So the named will be the named. Um, excuse my English. I think it's gone a bit shambles today. So old and new. I mean, there's a lot of new processors that are in the market. Everyone knows about them, and a lot of people when they go and buy computers and laptops and servers and blah blah blahs, according to terminology, they go and they see and they start thinking. They look at the processor and then they look at the specs, which is the short of specification. Specification. Yay! I spelled it right. So now specs or specification. So just as a part of history, Tomcat F14 first microprocessor. Now let's come to the modern world. Now I'll pick up one processor. I mean, we'll be discussing some more as well, but as you know that we are more into IPv4 subnetting, so sometimes we'll be discussing it. Mostly we'll focus on CCNA and networking fundamentals. So now a lot of you might have heard of it, but I'll still write it down. One of the new processor is I'll write it the other way. So i9. I'll make it i9, yeah. So Intel i9. While Intel hasn't paid me any money for it, maybe I want them to, but no, yeah, they haven't. So this is all for the world, right? So Intel i9, and anyone knows what generation it is? Yes, so it's called the 10th generation. Yeah, so we are in 2022, and Intel i9 10th generation. Now i9 comes with a lot of versions. So when I say a lot of versions, I'll name some of them, or maybe all of them. So it's a 108 50K version. And right, I will explain the concept of core in a little while. So 10850K comes with 10 cores. Ta-da! Right, and then the next one is 108 85H. This one is octa-core. I think that's octa-core. It's got 8 cores in it. And then you have 10. Don't get bored. Don't get bored. We're getting closer. 10 cores. And so that's basically i9 processors and different versions which are coming in the market nowadays. And if you see any of them, you got to look at the cores, because that'll help you in finding out how fast the brain of the CPU, or the central processing unit, I'll explain that to you as well, is going to work and do your instructions quickly. So, and obviously the computer programs quickly as well. So you got 10850K, then you got 10885H, then you got 10900, and then you have got another version of 10900E, and then you have so some of them have got 10 cores, have got 8 cores. So core is like the brain of the CPU, the central processing unit. So as the video is getting more longer, so I'm gonna it goes, so similarly it carries on going till 10980HK, which has got 8 cores as well. So ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, so that's your i9 processor, new ones with different versions. And obviously here are the cores. Now just where does the core exist? So I would say it exists in CPU. So what is a CPU? As everyone knows and they have seen, CPU will handle instructions. So CPU is central processing unit. Remember, it's called central, excuse my writing, central processing unit. So what is the central processing unit doing? It's handling instructions received from what? Anyone? 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 From computer fundamentals background? Anyone? No, sorry, I can't hear you. It's alright, no worries. So it handles instructions received by hardware and software. Hardware and software. My style of writing and making videos a bit unique and different. Some people might relate to it and some people might not. If you don't relate to it, it's completely fine. You can watch the video again and again, and you will know what I mean. Right, so now, where is this core? C-O-R-E, core exists. So core exists inside the CPU. So inside the CPU, the core exists. And core acts as the brain. What does core act as? Anyone? Core acts as the brain of the CPU. So CPU brain. I've gone into techno-medical science now. Techno-medical neurology. Ooh, right. So CPU's brain is called core. Now, brain of the core will perform what? Calculations and I need another word. Operations, yes. So core will perform calculations and operations, and I think I have wasted one of my page. Not really wasted. It has gone into the history book for today. Right, so now carry on to the next page here. So we start from there again. So I'll repeat. core is brain of computer. Core is the brain of computer. Core is the brain of computer. CPU. Remember, I'm talking about CPU, not ALU. So, yeah, that's arithmetic logical unit. Yes. So, it might be a part of CPU, but for the time being, I'll take this out. There we go. Bye bye, arithmetic unit. Our CPU is the brain of the computer, which is processing calculations and operations. Now, as you know, you've seen different versions of i9. So I will briefly explain. Some is part of your homework as well, but yeah, I'll briefly explain the concept of core. Now, if there is individual processor within a CPU, so if core is equal to individual processor, only one. So only one processor, that's called one core processor, which everyone knows before the year 2000, before year 2000, there were loads of it. There were literally masses of one core processors. Now, after the year 2000, someone, like a, someone, not me, obviously, yeah, hopefully if I was, I would have been very successful hardware engineer, but it wasn't me. Someone from somewhere said, hold on, you know what? What if we have two cores? We have two brains inside the CPU. So there you go. Brothers and sisters, gentlemen and ladies, two cores. Now, two cores is called dual core. Now, whenever you go and buy CPU, or you're on eBay or Amazon and other places, you're buying them and you say, what the heck is dual core? Well, from today you will know about it. There's two brains inside the CPU, and those two brains are called dual core. And then, right, so next one is, now some processors will have four cores. I mean, now dual core is very hard to see now. It's so cheap at the moment. And even quad core, four core is called quad core. Them laptops and computers have gone a bit cheaper now. So it's got four brains. Well, well, well. Now then you have hexa-core processor. Hexa-core processor have got 6 cores. So you see the specifications I was telling you before in i9. So history and technical advancement have gone to such a next level that they got octa cores and even above on that. So you got 10 cores and 12 cores. So briefly now, so we have octa core, 8 cores. So what is the point having all these cores inside the CPU? The thing is, the more faster the brain is, the more faster will be the calculations, and the operations will be performed more faster. So that's not the only thing in a CPU, or that's not the only thing inside a processor. So the part of the homework is, number one, you got to find out clock speed, because as you know, my video has gone about 15 minutes, and is when the video gets a bit longer, it becomes a bit intense as well. So if I have more time, I'll be working through these hardware concepts slowly and steadily, because I'm a bit of a calm down and easygoing person. So yeah, so you got clock speed, and then other one is frequency as well. So when I say frequency, gigahertz, you know, yes. So the concept of clock speed, cache or smart cache, and frequency, that's in relation to the processor, remember. So i9 is the processor I've chosen. There's more as well, so we'll explain them slowly and steadily. And now if you see, you can look at the new processors and see their clock speed, their cache, their frequency. And the whole point of making this video is to educate myself and share that with you as well, because once you go and buy your machine and look at the specs, and because we all are a part of technology all over the world, so once you go, you can find out more regarding what processor you need for the operations or the things you want to do. So for me, it's a bye bye and see you in my next video, which is going to be on networking fundamentals and IPv4 addressing. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if I've committed any mistakes, I do apologize. And stay safe wherever you are, wherever you are. Stay safe wherever you are and be happy. Bye.